Alright, we are here with Bleu. This is been approximately a week later, maybe a little bit more. Working on his steadiness and his quietness, and for hunting, because his retrieving drive is so high that he gets himself worked up to the point he's shaking and got a lot of go. I got decoys out there, and I also got 4 piles of pumpers. I can work them and wear off some of the energy between the launchers. The launchers getting really worked up over the wingers. So he's going to work on them and try to, he's a lot more steady now. Just going to work on his wine. Ducks coming in. Take them. Take them. See those ducks? 48. 22. See those ducks? Let's take it one more time. Right there. Yeah. So I don't even care about mouth habits. That'll work itself out. Right now my focus is really being a better hunting partner, being quiet and steady. Sit. Blue sit. So we're going to take our time. This is going to be a long, probably boring video because we're not rushing. We're not letting the dog set the pace, so we're not rushing. I have 2 launchers out there. One doesn't have any bumpers on it, so I can actually make a boom out of it without sending a bump. Boy. Still once in a while shot. He's a gun dog. Place. Kid. He's a gun dog, so it's not being used for hunt tests or anything like that. That's it. See the ducks? They're at 2 o'clock. Hi. See them? Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready. So I do a lot of rocking and moving. Just get the dogs amped up. Because you're going to move when you shoot. So you can't, you got to do it in training. See the ducks? Okay, since he's good, I'm going to send him on a retrieve. Back. This is good handling around the decoys. Get this stuff perfected before you take it to the water. Makes your job a lot easier. Sit. Don't tug on the bumper. I say that, but sometimes I catch myself doing it, just being in a hurry. Have the dog actually release it. If you tug on it, their natural instinct is pull on that bumper. There. Take him! Take him again! That bird dead in the water? You should probably send Blue. I'm going to send Blue. 1, 2. Place. So one of the things I do, I don't use the dog's names for release. I try to recommend that for the clients. They're just strictly using for a punchy dog. So when you have a conversation about the dog, if they see a bird land in the marsh grass and you're having a conversation, and then all of a sudden the dog's auto-releasing, it might be because they saw something you didn't, and then they want to go on their name. Or a lot of people get in the habit, they hunt with a couple of dogs, and your dog takes off when they shouldn't, and then they go, Blue, here. Well, you're giving them a release, and then you're telling them to come back, and you're confusing the dog. So I try to use a word that you don't normally use in normal conversation with your buddies. So, like my dog's Clutch, and my main dog for hunting. Sit. So we're just gonna back. Place. Back. Okay. So like I said, this is going to be a long video. I'm going to try to talk why I do some of the things I do. Sit. So he might get a hard correction if he gets off that board. You'll see it. That's a capital punishment. When that dog leaves, you don't give them the command. That can cost the dog's life. That can cost your life, or your son's life, your buddy's life. If they accidentally bump into you and swing you while you're pulling that trigger into your buddy, it's a catastrophe. So I'm really hard on the dogs that leave prematurely, because that can cost lives, and that can take a phenomenal hunt to one of the worst hunts, possibly change somebody's mind about hunting in the future. Ducks coming in. See him at 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock. You need to be calling too. One more. 48, 22, 38. Do you see those birds? See the birds? Oh, another dog. 1, 2. So, biggest thing, do not get in the habit of doing patterns. Dogs will pick up on that, and then they'll just get used to knowing what your expectations are, you got to really throw them off. And so you create those scenarios that you're going to have in hunting, which is chaos. Hopefully controlled chaos, but people get excited, holler, and woo! You see that bird? Woo woo! You gotta keep your dog at a certain level. So, oh, that duck's still swimming. Take him. I don't send the dog when they're whining. He's not setting my pace, my cadence. I'm gonna do it my way, and that's the only way it's gonna be done. Winter. Play. So since the last video, we've shot hundreds of rounds between the launchers, blank guns. By the time the client gets this dog back, we'll have thousands of rounds. Well, at least 1,000, probably more than that. Primers are cheap compared to a ruined hunt. Buy yourself a good primer gun and primers. Also, I've used the Canon guns. They work okay. They're real finicky on primers. And what brand of primers you use. So, before I take any of my dogs hunting, they probably have seen a couple thousand primers and shots between the launchers, and you just do a lot of exciting stuff. That's it. Yeah, it's just one of those things. So as you can see, I'll occasionally try to get that dog excited. And I have to load them on too. Good one more. Good. That was my fault, putting my hand and then speaking. That's a big no-no on my book, which is great. So once I put my hand, I'm letting go, I'm going to release. Okay. I don't blow the whistle loud because if they're used to listening a loud whistle, when that dog's out there at a couple hundred yards, they're gonna have a hard time hearing your whistle. So they should be like really tuned in to a soft whistle blow at this distance. Because when they're in that water 100, 200 yards away and they're swimming, they got the water slashing, the wind. Hopefully the wind's in your favor, should be at your back and for the dog. But they should always be keyed into a whistle blow. So I do it softer whistle blows here. So I know that when they're out there, and I have to blow hard, they're listening to a soft or lower volume of whistle. Well, I'm going to go set the bumpers up and make sure I have good fresh primers because we're going to send one out en route. So this is working, might move. Sit. And this is probably where I'm going to have to do the correction. I set the pace for the dog, so I'm going to take my time, maybe look around, move a decoy or two. So I don't want them whining and try to rush me. That's one of the biggest no-nos is I can't stand real whiny dogs hunting, and you know, or especially barking. I won't take a dog that's barking there at all by any means. Take him. So trying to get him to move here when I'm not by him, so he's expecting that. Take him. So the next one I might crack down. I don't even want their butts lifting, but he lifted to spin, so I'm good with that. So that's a big thing. We're just gonna keep doing this here. Take up. Winter. Winter. Wait. So at any given time, you should be able to send your dog back to their place or their kennel, hut, whatever. You got more ducks and you want to get them out of the concealment. Now, even though he knows there, I might have a duck over here swimming that I need him to pick up, so I'm gonna direct him off that one, that drone bumper. Yep. So he's all amped up. No, I'm picking up that other bumper. Yeah. A third hand. Not that I look better, it's just really hard. Here, that bird, here. Here. Back. Take him! Your dog should not be switching. Should not be switching by any means. When they have a bumper. So when I said the word when, starts with a W, is releases is W-I-N-T-E-R. So we're going to try to get this switch here. Here. If you use another gun, should they have two already loaded. But these guns aren't cheap because they went through 4 pin Mars and they just, I don't know, they just get all gunked up or stop working. I'm running out now. This thing's already out. Last for the other one runs. But they're like $300 now. Keep your controller if you've got your dog collar conditioned properly, and so if they make a mistake, it's readily, because that window needs to be like within that second of the behavior you do not want. Otherwise, it's not fair to the dog if you're trying to dog. Winter. That bird's still dead or still swimming. Get it before it dies. You can get it. Make sure he's not whining before you send him off. Winter. Here. Okay, place. I'm gonna leave that one out there. I'm gonna do one more and call it good for reception. Ducks coming in, ducks coming in. You see them? Look, get ready. They're at 2 o'clock. 12 noon high. High. Okay, they're dropping. Oh, call. Good. Back. So, if you do wagon wheels, the push and pull, I call it here, he's so focused on that, I might want him to go after that swimming duck. So I'm going to send him off the one he wants. This is good practice. This dog hasn't hunted yet. This will be his first year hunting. He's, I don't know, 16, 17 months. He won't be till December. Somewhere in there.